our birthright.
Yeah.
We are not linear beings trapped to this dimension. We are way bigger than this. I mean, we are way bigger than this. We're just compressed into this. And when people get outside of it, they get a taste of that. They can't. Once you see, you can't not see.
So, what if we are here for a reason? What if we are not just in the universe, but the universe is within all of us?
Think about quantum entanglement. Two electrons, once bonded together, in love, if you will, suddenly separated by a galaxy, but somehow still just as connected. An unbroken union despite being galaxies apart.
And our most recent calculations show us that these fields connect us to other dimensions. Dimensions outside of the limitations of space and time. Imagine that, imagine. Rather than enduring the oppressive rules of time and space, we could wrinkle it. 91 billion light years traveled.
How could my prayer, how could my meditation, how could my loving thoughts of gratitude and appreciation possibly impact the healing of another person in the room with me or halfway around the world? And the answer is that we are deeply connected through a phenomenon that is known as entanglement. Entanglement is the term in physics that tells us once something is unified, once something begins as a whole, even though it is separated physically by many miles or light years, is what they're finding in the cosmos, energetically everything's still connected. Why is that important? Because if we go back far enough in time, there was a point in time when you, me, and the Earth were all connected before what is called the Big Bang, the big release of energy. When that happened, physically particles began to separate. Energetically, the particles remain connected. We are part of this Earth, and we are part of one another. And that empowers you, and it empowers me to participate in the healing of our bodies and those of our loved ones in ways that science is only beginning to understand.
You cannot get that out of merely the complexity of the individual parts. You've got to have a radical way of thinking that the world is basically organic, and the mechanistic part is just an aspect of the deeper organic part.
What we now know is, when I was in school and when many of our listeners were in school, we were taught that this is a physical reality made of atoms, and our atoms would look like little solar systems. They were modeled as little solar systems, things in the middle called a nucleus with other things orbiting them like electrons. And those days are long gone. We now look at atoms rather than things orbiting around other things. We look at them as concentrations of energy in space and time, where there are no clear-cut things. Is if you change the field of energy that the atom lives in, you change the atom. You can change that field electrically, or you can change it magnetically. So this field, the matrix, is the field of intelligent, non-conventional energy. It doesn't work the way electricity or broadcast energy works. And perhaps that's one of the reasons it's taken so long for science to catch up, because our equipment isn't built to detect this kind of energy.
It will help us to measure this field every moment of every day. Your heart is sending signals to your brain, telling your brain what kind of energy to send to your body. Every moment of every day, there is a signal from your heart to your
Group of people or chosen people, that's just old beliefs. It's everybody can do this, and just make a little time, just a little time for yourself.
just have to find the right frequency and have faith in who you are.
You're not connected to your past any longer. So, yeah, this is not positive thinking. This isn't pop psychology. This is changing your state of being and being the scientist, really, in your life. That's the cool part. Everybody can do this. Be the scientist in your life. Just change your energy and see what kind of crazy things happen.